Hey, hi everyone. Here Tommy Walker, the mind engineer, and today we're going to talk about how the mind tricks you so you don't change. And this is a topic I want to cover today. And I think it's an important topic because a lot of people are trying to go deeper into the subconscious mind, explore the mind, and they keep hitting walls. And I want to explain to you what is going on, okay? So this kind of came out as I was talking today with one of my clients, and I explained to her a little bit more how the mind worked and what was going on. And it really helped her understand why is it that she's doing what she's doing. And this is what I want to share with you guys. So let's get going with this. We're going to do this live right now, recording. Then I'm going to stop the recording. And then we're going to continue with the people on Zoom as we normally do. So thank you very much, everybody being here, for waiting. Again, sometimes, social media brings problems. It has been solved this way. So thank you very much. So what we need to understand is how rapid subconscious reprogramming is based on, okay? One of the first things that it's based on is that we have our beliefs. The beliefs are going to trigger emotions, and emotions are going to trigger behaviors. Yes? So let me see if this is going to work. I'm going to try to do something for everybody to see now that we're doing this on Zoom. There's a reason why we're here. So now I can start the whiteboard. Yes? Here we go. So guys, let me know in the chat if you can see the whiteboard. Can you see the whiteboard there? Let me know, please. Yes, perfect. So we need to understand, first of all, that we have beliefs. Yes, those beliefs are going to trigger emotions. And those emotions, let me make it a bit smaller. There we go. Those emotions are going to trigger behaviors. This is how I explain how the mind works mainly, okay? So we have beliefs that are going to trigger emotions, and emotions are going to trigger behaviors. And let's see this in an example so it makes much more sense. Beliefs, emotions, behaviors. Yes? So today I was working with a person, right? I'm going to change a little bit the story so that we don't, of course, expose this person. But let's pretend that this person wanted to quit. So the first thing this person told me, she was doing something right that she needed to do, that it was good for her, and she wanted to quit. And I want to ask her the reason why she wanted to quit. She told me over here, like, let me put it this way. I feel I want to quit. So she hadn't quit yet, but she felt she wanted to quit. So when I asked her why she wanted to quit, she said to me that she wanted to quit because she thought, I think I know better, right? So we're not going to go into the deepness of this, but to understand is she was doing something that was good for her, right? And she wanted to quit because this other person that was kind of helping her, right? Let's put in her job, right? It's not the exact story, but doesn't matter. In her job, this person was helping her, and she felt that she knew better, so she didn't want to continue working with this person, and she wanted to quit. So I think I know better. So if we talk to somebody, or even we're exploring our mind, what is happening is our mind is going to try to bring a valid explanation, way of logically explaining why I want to quit. Okay, does this make sense so far? Type of one right on the chat if this makes sense so far. Okay, it's pretty basic, but you'll see how all of this is connected. And it's amazing how the mind works, right? So I feel I want to quit. I think I know better, right? So, of course, if you think that you know better, okay, it sounds good why you're going to quit. So any person that is not trained on these type of things, right, that doesn't really scrape the surface and goes deeper, would say, hey, it makes total sense. Tommy, why don't you quit? Go find another job, or quit that team, go into another team, move sections. This person is not helping you, right? If you know better and this person is not really helping you, why don't you listen to your inner voice? And look at this, guys. Listen to your inner voice. Your inner voice is saying to quit. It's fine. No, go with your gut. Who hasn't gone through something similar like this? Type it 2 if you had gone through something similar like this in your life. where you were trying to decide on something and we're like, yeah, you know, I want to quit, or I want to do this, or I don't want to do that. And suddenly a part of you would say like, yeah, but I know better. I shouldn't do what this person tells me and blah, 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 whatever. And you were logically trying to explain why to do or not to do something. Type it too in the chat if you haven't been in a scenario like that. Thank you, Suzanne. Thank you guys for sharing. So you're going to see how, again, the mind, for me, it's like mind blowing how the mind works. Okay. So as I started asking questions to this person, right, we realized that this was just something that the mind was using not to go deeper. Yes, not to go deeper. Seriously, the mind was using this not to go deeper. And it, again, on the outside, it seemed like, oh, it sounds okay what you're saying. If you don't want to work there, just quit, right? But the truth is, this is what the mind does, guys. The mind is going to throw you logical explanations of why to do or not to do something, right? And it's going to sound very logical. Oh, I think I know better than this person, so I'd rather quit. I'd rather move away. I'd rather do this or that. That is better for me, right? So the truth is, what this person was doing was helping my client in a nice way, and this, my client needed this. But she was trying to convince herself that she was better and that she didn't need this. Look at that. Yes. So she wanted to quit. Did she quit? No, she didn't. And it's up to her. I'm not here to tell you yes or no. I'm here to help somebody identify the right reasons to do or not to do something. So look at this. As I normally say, beliefs trigger emotions, emotions trigger behaviors. So in this example, the behavior would be the quitting. In this sense, yes, the behavior for her would have been behavior quitting, right? Emotion is what she really felt as we went deeper, and now we're going to see the process in a second, was anger. She was feeling anger, right, with this person, and she wanted to quit. So the anger was making her feel that she wanted to quit. So to justify this reason of, hey, I'm going to quit, even though this is going to help me, I'd rather quit because I think I know better. And yeah, I'm going to figure it out by myself. I'm going to be able to do even better without this person. So I'm going to quit. Yes. So the behavior would be quitting. The emotion would be anger. But we're still missing finding the belief. If you see this example in what I work, and you've seen it over and over again, guys following me, and if you're new following me, you're going to see it in a second. We need to find the belief behind all of this, because the truth is there is always a belief. It could be a positive belief, or it could be a negative belief, okay? A false belief or a truth. But as we started going deeper, I started asking this person, okay, so, okay, how do you feel? The first three questions. How do you feel? Why do you feel this? And how does this make you feel about yourself? How do you feel? Why do you feel this? And how does this make you feel about yourself? Three important questions. So how do I feel? Anger. I feel that I want to quit. When I started asking her, why do you want to quit? The first thing she said is, because I feel that I know better, and I feel this person is not going to be able to help me. That sounded a very valid reason. Yes. So as I went deeper and I asked, okay, you know, embrace the anger. Right? Like, accept that it's there. It is there for a reason. And normally, if we feel anger, although we're telling ourselves, and look at this, guys, that I think that I know better. If I think that I know better and I'm truly aligned with that feeling that I know better, I shouldn't have anger. I just should say, you know what? I feel I know better than Tommy, so I'm going to walk away. So listen to that again, guys. If there is anger, there is a false belief behind that. Because look at this. Hasn't it happened before to any of you guys that you were like, you know, I know better than this person. I know this is going to be best for me, so I'm going to just walk away and do whatever I want. And you were, in a way, in peace. Hasn't that happened before? Type of 3, if that has happened before in the past, that you were able to walk away from a situation and say like, yeah, I know this is best for me. I'm going to walk away. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying it's happening always, but I walked away from a situation knowing peacefully that it was not good for me. So if I walk away peacefully, there's a truth behind it. The problem is that many times, if I have anger, if I have fear, if I have something else, I repress it. So it's difficult to realize by ourselves if there is something deeper, we might be covering it up. Okay. My relationship with my sister, look at that. So deep down, maybe I felt that calm, or maybe I was repressing. So that's something we got to check just in case. But going back to the exercise, okay? So I think I know better. I feel anger. So I told her the anger is there to protect you from something deeper. So although the mind was tricking her, that's why we talk about tricking. The mind was tricking her to think that she needed to quit. Quitting was, in this specific case, guys, in this specific case, was her fast exit, not facing what was happening deeper. So, and as we went through the emotions, how do you feel? Anger. How else do you feel, right? I feel that this person is trying to control me. Okay, I understand that. What else? So we started going a little bit deeper till suddenly I asked her, okay, how does it make you feel about yourself that this person is not listening to you, is not following what you want, not wanting what you want? How does it make you feel about yourself? And this person said, it doesn't make me feel, it makes me feel not worthy. So look at this. Not worthy was the belief that was triggering, I feel that I want to quit. And the I feel I want to quit was, in a way, the behavior of quitting, and backing up that behavior or action or reaction, whatever you want to call it, backing up that logically to make it sound like, oh, it's okay. Because look, guys, the mind doesn't want to accept the false beliefs. There's two main things. The mind, for many people, is trying to protect you from confirming your false beliefs. So if I feel not good enough, not worthy, the mind thinks that that is the truth. The false belief, let's put over here, this false belief, as it says very clearly here, is a false belief. But for the mind, guys, it is true. So if the mind has a false belief, I'm not worthy, for the mind, that's the truth. So if that is the truth, the mind is going to try to protect you from confirming that you're not worthy. One scenario. The other one main scenario, and there are very different scenarios in the middle, but the main kind of edges or opposites is, I try to keep myself playing small, procrastinate all of these things so that I don't hit the not worthy thing. I try to do something, it doesn't go well, I'm not worthy. I try to do something, it doesn't end as I expected, and did an investment, I feel not good enough, or whatever. So the mind is going to try to prevent you from doing something. Yes, boom. On the other hand, the way opposite is, sometimes the mind is going to replay that. Oh, if I'm not worthy, I need to screw up whatever I'm doing. So again, it might protect you from not moving, or it might take you to self-sabotage, ruining relationships, ruining jobs and businesses or whatever, because that's what I'm meant to do, because that's what's in my mind. Kind of the two opposites. Yes? So in this case of this person, as the mind didn't want to accept that it had a false belief of not worthy, when although deep down she knew that it was good, that she had to stay with this woman and help her through what she was getting her through, yes, although this was the best option for her, she was convincing herself that she knew better and that she needed to go away to convince herself to quit and take the action, the behavior of quitting, right? Backed up by logical explanation. Look at that, guys. She was convincing herself that the best option was to walk away. Why? Because she didn't want to go deeper into the mind. That's why I wrote this over here. Not go deeper, not to go deeper. The mind brings a valid explanation of why you're doing what you're doing. So wait, Pete, thank you very much. Why the self-sabotage is a protective mechanism? No, in that case, it's not a protective mechanism. It's just, it could be. We could analyze that a bit deeper, but maybe it is. Depends on the purpose and everything. But normally it is what you're used to. So look at this. What you're used to is to screw up relationships, business, your job, whatever, your calls, clients, whatever. You're used to screwing up because that's the programming you received. So it is in a way, that's why protective mechanism of comfort zone, doing exactly what you were told to do and not facing that could be in a way wrong and you wanting to change. I hope that makes sense. Then we can talk a little bit deeper with that, okay? And on Zoom. So as the mind is trying to protect you from confirming the false beliefs in the back of your head, many times it's going to bring logical, quote unquote, reasons why not to go deeper into the mind, finding what is really going on. So the mind is tricking you not to change. Why do I mean this? Because this woman needed to face the not worthiness, not escape from it, not postpone it, not kick it in front of her till the next person bring it to her doorstep. What she needed is to face the not worthiness, understand why it was there, and be able to start changing from there. That is reprogramming. But again, the mind is going to try to trick you to think that whatever you're telling yourself is true. Like I just said, I think I know better. Once I was working with a woman that she told me that she was very angry and, this morning started really badly because she was going in the highway and everybody was going slow. I asked her, okay, how do you feel when everybody goes slow? Angry. They can cause a crash. Okay, yes, they can cause a crash. That is a valid reason, okay? But is that the real truth why this person was angry? No. That was the excuse the mind was bringing up, thinking that, oh, I'm angry because people can crash. That wasn't the truth, because I asked her, okay, what else could happen if everybody's going slow? I get to work late. And what happens if you get to work late? And this is what she didn't want to face. So she kind of went around the bushes, not answering, and she didn't do it on purpose, guys. I'm telling you this is the way the mind tricks you and tries to keep you from changing, because the mind doesn't like to change, okay? Because it feels challenged. It feels bad. Again, it is like, in a way, getting rid of a finger, cutting a finger. If you cut my finger, it's going to be very painful. For the mind, getting rid of a belief that you have believed for so long is like cutting off a finger. So what the mind does is try to trick you to stay where you are and not change. Whether it is, Pete, as you were saying, a bad thing that is self-sabotage, changing self-sabotage is change and is challenging for the mind. So it is kind of a protective mechanism because you're repeating what you're used to and you're not looking to change. Yes. So are you saying when anger, it's always a false belief? Of course, Shan, thank you very much. This is what I want to bring to you guys. Yes, every negative emotion that we're having, any negative emotion, let's here take at the middle. Yes, any negative emotion that we're having, that we're seeing here in the middle box, is a negative emotion, comes from a negative belief. Yes, exactly, Shan. That's how it works. So the mind is going to try to trick you. So look at this person that I was saying. When I started asking her and she was trying to go around the bushes not to answer this question, when I finally asked her, okay, what would happen if, you go slow to work? She said, I'm going to arrive late. And how does that make you feel? Make me feel like crap. Why does it make you feel like crap? I feel like I'm a failure. I don't remember the exact word that she used, but she was like, really, she felt bad about herself, like a failure. So I asked her, when you were a little girl, was there somebody very punctual in your family, somebody giving you crap, telling you negative things whenever you arrive late, or your mom to your dad to your mom, or them to you? And she told me it was out of that structure. It was her brother. Her brother would give her, maybe mom and dad, but at that time we were talking about the brother. She told me my brother would give me a lot of crap if I arrived late to a place. So how did it make you feel about yourself? It made me feel like a failure. So there was a false belief. I feel like a failure. That brought anger. And the anger, as she needed to logically explain the anger, trying to prevent connecting with a false belief, because again, for the mind, it's not false, it's the truth. What it does, the mind, is try to convince you that the anger is because something else that has nothing to do with the problem below, underneath. Does that make sense, guys? Type a 3 in the chat if that makes sense, okay? 4. 4 in the chat if that makes sense. A 4 in the chat if that makes sense. And this is very important because this is how the mind tricks you to not going deeper, to stay in the surface, to convince yourself that, that anger comes from something else that has nothing to do with your beliefs. Again, you try to logically explain to yourself why the anger is there while not accessing the subconscious mind with the beliefs, because the mind is trying to protect you from confirming the false beliefs. If I feel a failure, if I feel not worthy, the mind believes that that is the truth, that I'm a failure, that I'm not worthy. So the mind is going to do everything in its power to try to protect me from confirming that, in many cases, as I said, one way, and on the other hand, maybe, as I said, act that out. In the case of protecting me, it's going to find valid excuses, valid quote unquote, to explain why the anger is there, why the loneliness is there. Like in an example, I'm angry at my wife because she's making me feel lonely. Why is she making me feel lonely? So we could go through this same example with one example like that, right? So imagine, right? Let's start underneath here. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see it. Let's try, right? So I am feeling lonely. Yes, lonely and angry, let's put, right? So, okay, am I feeling lonely and angry? So the logical explanation, right, that the mind is going to bring up for our behavior is to withdraw. Let's put that example, right? Girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife, partner, whatever. Suddenly I feel lonely, I feel angry, so I withdraw. So I want to logically confirm why is it okay. So the action would be withdraw, right? That is the action, but that I need logically to explain why I'm doing that. I'm withdrawing because I feel my wife doesn't love me as much. Just an example, right? Okay, so look at that, guys. I withdraw because I feel that my wife doesn't love me as much as before. That is my logic and explanation to withdraw, right? So I feel lonely, I feel angry, so I withdraw, right? Because I feel that my wife or my partner, let's put, if you want, my partner, right? So guys, this is non-gender, partner. There we go. Partner doesn't love me as much. So this is, again, the mind is trying not to go deeper. Again, it's doing the same thing over here, trying not to go deeper to see what's going on. So it's moving away from the subconscious mind. So the idea is, okay, why lonely? Why angry? Okay, why angry? I feel angry because I would like her to come over and give me a hug, give me a kiss, tell me that she loves me, support me, understand me, make me feel important, whatever, right? Okay, so how does it make me feel about myself that she's not doing that? So it makes me feel not lovable. Yes, again, an example. So this is the true false belief behind all of this. So I am trying to sugarcoat the problem, saying that she doesn't love me anymore, as she is the problem. She doesn't love me anymore. But I'm not digging deep into I feel not lovable. Does that make sense? A 5 in the chat, if that makes sense. Yes, need more information on this. Yes, guys, I'm teaching you what I have learned for 12 years. Okay, so it is kind of complicated. I'm trying to break it down to very simple, but it's not that easy. That's why the mind engineers, I imagine a person try to teach you how to fix a car or an airplane in a half an hour talk. Okay, so does it more or less make sense? So what do you ask? How does it make you feel about yourself that your wife is not giving you the attention, the love, the kissing, the intimacy, whatever? Yes, it makes me feel that I'm not lovable. So here we go. This is the false belief the mind has. This is the false belief the mind has in the back of her head, and it doesn't want to confirm that. So it wants my wife to give me love, to give me kisses, hugs, intimacy, because if not, I feel not lovable. So what is the truth? I don't feel lovable. That when my wife does something to me, triggers that. So it triggers anger and loneliness. And then I withdraw as a kind of protection. Okay. But the truth is, instead of dealing with the false belief, I'm not lovable, I'm just withdrawing. That is not going to fix the problem inside of me. And what's going to happen? It happened to me over and over again. I need to find another partner that's going to love me. I'm going to need to find another partner that's going to take care of me, that is going to give me what my partner is not giving me. But the question is now, where am I? And this is for you to take. Where am I not loving myself? And I'm not saying it's easy, guys, but this is the trick to the work that I do. Where am I not loving myself? It's not the problem, my wife, my partner, whoever, it's me. I am not loving a part of me. So now I'm looking for somebody to love me. And when that person doesn't give me what I want, I'm going to withdraw. I'm going to get angry. I'm going to become narcissistic. I'm going to become manipulate or whatever to try to get what I want. Look at that. I try to get what I want so that I feel, again, so let's put it the other way. I stop feeling not lovable. So I stop feeling not lovable. So again, the mind tricks me to think that this is a problem. I withdraw because I don't feel loved by my wife. She doesn't love me anymore. She doesn't care for me. So I'm going to withdraw. This is one of the biggest things why partners break up. Why? Because the guy or the woman, it doesn't matter. One of the person in the relationship doesn't feel lovable because of their unresolved issues. They project them out to their partner. Their partner might be doing 7 things, 6 things to show love, cook, whatever it is, right? Bring a gift, do this or do that. And the other person is seeing 2, 3, 4 things that are confirming that you're not lovable, because the mind is not looking out there. In this case, in this example that I'm giving, it changes for person to person, right? But in this case that I'm talking about, the mind might be looking for the wrongdoings and not for the right doings. So the person might do 9 things to show you that they love you, but they don't do that one thing. And the mind is going to focus on that one thing and is going to throw away the rest. And that's what happens over and over again when you're growing your business, when you're looking for, meeting someone. Suddenly you go with a couple of people and I don't know, a couple don't work, 1 or 2 worked, but you look at the negatives, always looking at the negatives. That's how we might have been programmed. Yes. So again, the mind is going to trick you not to go deeper, to enter into the subconscious mind, because in the subconscious mind, there are the false beliefs that the mind thinks that they are true. So again, if I feel not lovable, the mind thinks that that's true, that I'm not lovable. So the subconscious mind is going to try to protect you from confirming that. Yes, in many cases. So the conscious mind doesn't want to go inside because it's scared that it's going to find, I'm not lovable, I'm a failure, I'm a bad person, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, there's something wrong with me, I'm broken. And what I see over and over again with the people that I work with is that as I start asking questions, they throw crap at me. They throw excuses. Those excuses are to cover the path to go into the subconscious mind. It's like erasing your footprints. Imagine somebody is hunting you, right? And they go on to try to kill you and you're walking in the nature and you start wiping off your footprints so nobody finds you. This is the exact same thing. I see that over and over again, how the mind, in this case, the ego, maybe the conscious mind, but it's trying to protect you from accessing into the pain. So it's going to throw things that are not truth. Like I was saying before, this person that thought that the anger was truly the people that were driving slow because they could get into an accident. That was not the truth. That was just a logical explanation to in a way, accept the anger as, okay, it's okay to be angry because of this, but it had nothing to do with that. It was much deeper. The same thing with this person I was working today, that she wanted to quit what she was doing that was really good for her. And she wanted to quit because she didn't feel, not worthy. She felt not worthy. So she wanted to quit so that pain didn't arise more and more. It didn't show up more and more. So I hope that makes sense. Let me see some questions. Why does the mind seek the negative? Simply to protect us. Exactly. Why does it not seek the positive? Yes, Peter. Thank you very much, Peter, that you're saying this. The truth is, the mind is looking for the negatives many times in a way of protection. Because if I see, right, let's put this, I feel like I'm a failure, right? So if I go out there and do something wrong, I might confirm that I'm a failure. So looking at the negatives to try to prevent from something going wrong and feel like a failure, okay? Man is programmed to look at the negative because of our upbringing or our past. Yes, exactly. Normally it's about our upbringing. Yes, a lot of people talk about the danger, species, and all that. What it has to do, normally, it has to do with you trying to protect yourself from pain. Okay, the biggest thing today, nowadays, as a little kid, if you didn't behave, you were punished, you were yelled at, you were scolded, you were taken away love. So what you're doing is trying to find ways to reduce the chances of not getting love. Look at that. There you go. So again, going back to how the mind tricks you, the mind is going to try to trick you from finding the false belief, because as it thinks that is the truth, it's going to try to back up whatever you feel, anger, shame, lonely, guilt, whatever it is, sadness. It's going to try to find, somebody passed in the family. So I feel maybe sad, I'm grieving, right? But does it really have to do with that person passing? Yes, there is some truth to that. Don't get me wrong, there is some truth to that. But is that the entire truth? Normally, there's more truth hidden, as in, what did that person bring into my life? Maybe it was my grandmother, and I dearly love my grandmother. So now it's like I feel that I lost something. I didn't lose anything. We're going to talk about grieving in another chat if you want, guys. But what I actually, quote unquote, lost was the thing is that person brought to my life what I wasn't giving to myself. So instead of seeing it as a loss, see it as an opportunity to see what do I need to give to myself, that this person showed me how to, that I'm not giving to myself. So I'm going to say, oh, I'm grieving a lot. I'm really sad. I cannot get over this because my grandmother passed away and I loved her dearly and I miss her. Yes, that is partially true. But what is the actual truth? That you're missing what she gave to you that you were not giving to yourself. And that is the problem. So I hope that makes sense. We're going to go deeper now on Zoom a little bit more with this. But this is important to understand how the mind tricks you from finding what is actually going on deeper. And that's what a lot of people build on this, right? I think I know better. So yeah, I know better. Go do what you think. You know what you're doing. Follow your instinct. Follow your gut. And maybe it's not your gut. It's your ego protecting you. And I've seen this over and over again. So when we come out of love and open mind and open love, what happens, open heart, what happens is that the mind opens up much easily and is willing to show you the fears and all the false beliefs inside of the mind. When we come from judgment, from the ego, the mind is going to tap into the other side. So look at this. When I feel an emotion, look at this. I'm going to draw it over here. When I feel an emotion, most people, and I used to do this for many years, go into this. Emotion, boom, reaction, behavior, action. Somebody says, Tommy, you're stupid. Boom, I attack back. That is, boom, going from emotion forward. What we're trying to do is going backwards, guys. Understanding, hey, why do I have this emotion? Instead of going forward, stop and go backwards. How is this making me feel about myself? What is going on in my mind that I'm feeling these emotions? And this is what we're trying to change. Instead of falling into a reaction, into an action, is saying, wait. This person hurt me, quote unquote, so I'm going to attack them. That comes from the ego. The other way around is, okay, what did I feel when this person told me this? I felt like I'm a bad person, right? So instead of attacking, okay, am I really a bad person? Why am I a bad person? What is proof in the back of my head to think that I'm a bad person? Or when I was a little kid, I didn't behave correctly. That is my example. When I was a kid, I didn't behave correctly. Yes, and as I didn't behave correctly, I would punish. Sorry, I'm getting hiccups. Yeah. So as I got punished, yes, as I got punished, I started thinking that I was a bad kid. So now when somebody does something to me and makes me feel a bad kid, I used to react really badly on the outside, you know? So why would I do that? To protect myself from confirming, quote unquote, going deeper into, I'm a bad kid, I'm a bad person. So logically, yes, the person hurt me, so I reacted. I logically explained what I did. but I'm not going into the subconscious mind to identify why did I react like that? What is the belief that triggered the anger that made me react this way? And this is what I want you to take from this chat today, guys, that emotions, you can use that to react. And this is what most people do. I don't know if I'm going to be able to write it here with the mouth, guys. React. Yes. Sorry about that. React or learn. Let's write it down on letters. Learn, guys. If we can stop ourselves and go this way and learn, that's when our life changes. Because I can start learning to see what are the beliefs behind this emotion. What is going on? Why is this bothering me? What is a mental construct that I have that I can start working on changing? And this is what I want you to take with this lecture. I know it's not easy, guys. Go back and see it again. It's really complicated, right? And I'm trying to break it down as simple as I can. But this is what I have studied for 12 years now, right? And that's why I'm able to go through the crap that the mind is throwing at me, understanding where it comes from the ego, where it comes from the truth, and go further down to find the beliefs. And that's how I do this, right? But it takes work and practice. This is not an overnight thing. So whenever you think like, oh, I did this because of this, and it sounds logical, it doesn't mean it's correct. This is how the mind is tricking you. So again, thank you very much for watching. I'm going to stop this recording now. This is going to go up in social media. I'm going to stay here with the people on Zoom to continue going deeper. So thank you very much. See you around, guys, on the next call.